Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. We have learned so much about the business of online parts in the last several years. Mike Rich is here from Revolution Parts along with Robin Byon, and we're going to be talking today about selling parts on eBay Motors. Mike and Robin, welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Hey, thanks, Ted. Great to be on the show again. A big yeehaw to you. I forgot my cowboy hat back in the lifted pickup truck, but make sure to bring it on next time.
All right, Robin, we'll make sure he does that, right?
Yeah. Hi, Ted. Thanks for inviting us.
Well, talk to us a little bit because we really have had an educational experience. There's so much happening in the parts area right now. And, Mike, I feel that this is just one more segment, eBay Motors. Give us an overview and kind of set the stage for that, if you would.
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations, I think, last year about selling parts online and digital retailing and a lot of great topics. One thing we haven't really talked a lot about is marketplaces and eBay, specifically. Revolution Parts has a really great relationship with eBay, and we have a lot of dealers that are successfully selling on eBay. In fact, last year, it was one of the bigger growth channels for us. I think we saw about 8% growth in orders placed for parts on eBay. And a lot of people are going on eBay shopping for parts. eBay seeing a great amount of growth in the parts sector. They're investing heavily to drive additional growth there. And it's really become a focus of eBay. And at Revolution Parts, we look to just make it easier for dealers to sell on eBay.
And Robin, anything you'd like to add to that as well?
No, I think that was a great introduction of eBay.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. First of all, for both of you, is eBay a good place for dealers to be selling parts in 2023? What would you say?
I believe it is so because did you know that there are more than 40% of Americans actually shop on eBay? There's such a high demand for the auto parts. And also right now, as I'm talking, about 15 parts are being sold on eBay, which means that 3 car parts are purchased every second. So especially there is a very high demand for the shoppers searching for the OEM, which is the original manufacturer auto parts on eBay. So for this specific reason, eBay offers access to the own store branding, which enables the dealers to represent themselves, not just a single deal seller, but as a dealer, which is a huge credibility to the shoppers. And that gives the dealers a huge headway to stand out from the competitors.
And
If I
Robin,
could just echo a little bit of that, Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the main points that Robin brought up is really just, eBay gives the dealer an active pool of shoppers that are currently looking to buy parts. So, you can go out as a dealer and stand up your own website, but then you have to get people to come to that website to buy parts from you. eBay is a great opportunity to get out there, to get your inventory in front of people that are actively searching and actively trying to buy parts and start selling today.
And Robin, I had no idea that the volume is that high or that big on eBay. And again, Revolution Parts are opening our eyes to this opportunity. And again, how much is changing in that parts landscape for the dealers as well. And we don't want to miss an opportunity on that. How about in terms of obsolescence? There's been a lot of talk about that lately. Would eBay help with reducing some of that obsolescence in the parts department?
I will take that question. I believe eBay is the best place to sell through the aged inventories that's been sitting in the warehouse. I don't even know how long, right? Because eBay is a go-to marketplace for the maintainers who's searching for parts for a discounted price for their old vehicles, and also the enthusiasts, the car nuts, who's searching for the rare and discontinued parts to work during the weekend. So there's a very high demand for old, rare, and discontinued parts on eBay. And we actually have Revolution Parts has many dealers that only sells obsolete parts on eBay, and that creates a very steady revenue for them.
Yeah, so many dealers we talk to, Ted, are used to working with obsolescence brokers.
Yes.
Going on and selling parts obsolete, aged inventory for 50 cents on the dollar, 20 cents on the dollar. A lot of them are happy to get anything for it. But eBay is a great channel, like Robin mentioned. Like people, when they are trying to find, a hard to find part, an obsolete, discontinued parts, like the first thing they do is they go to eBay because they know eBay, typically has these types of parts from, a ton of different sellers. So it's a great place for the dealers to go and actually get rid of those obsolete parts and actually make money on them instead of just, throwing them out back or, donating them to a school or writing them off for, 50 or 25 cents on the dollar.
And Mike, Revolution Parts has actually opened up what I consider to be a third parts department. You've got the retail parts, you've got wholesale parts, but this online parts, this has so many different ways it can go, and it's so interesting to watch how it's continuing to evolve, Mike. And now this conversation just on obsolescence alone is something new to me.
Yeah, no, it's super interesting. And the way we kind of see it is, yeah, there's that wholesale parts, but the retail parts is really turning into e-commerce parts. Like the days of people picking up the phone and calling the dealer or, driving down to the dealership or riding their horse into the dealership with their big hat on and, pulling up to the counter and, kicking a tumbleweed aside and asking for, some spurs for their horse. Like, those days are long gone. People now, expect to find you online. One of the other things, like to hark back to your earlier question, about like why eBay. eBay is an extension of your presence online. So many people that will ultimately buy from you directly on your web store, or maybe even call you in that old retail environment, their first experience will be with you on eBay or Amazon someplace. People will start that parts search, that on eBay, find it, and then maybe see you have an eBay store, search you, check out your own web store, and engage with you and buy it there, or call you, or ride their horse up to the dealership and buy it that way. So it's just you have to be in all the places to be visible to all of the people and be at every point of that buyer journey.
Well, let's go back to something you talked about just a few minutes ago. Here we are, coming to the end of January, the first month of a new year, 2023. A lot of dealers are using different facets to retail and sell those parts online. But coming back to selling on eBay with Revolution Parts, walk us through that again, a little bit more detail. Instead of having, let's say, their own store, why do this with Revolution Parts? Give us some of the backdrop on that. And I know you work with so many dealers, and you've seen and the best practices. Give us some insight into that if both of you would do that.
Can I lead that question? That is a great question. Yes, you can go directly to eBay and open your own store, but creating a listing, creating a fitment data, how you're going to fulfill the orders, how you're going to find the most competitive shipping options, all of those are already ready and set for you to go and start selling on eBay through the Revolution Parts. The best thing about, selling with Revolution Parts is that we can enable anyone to offer automated fitment data for every single parts that you can offer. And also we enables a very easy account integration and one push, literally one click listing creations, and you can customize them as well. Order fulfillment process is super easy. And Revolution Parts also offer a very competitive shipping options. And Revolution Part, the best thing about selling with Revolution Part, I'm gonna have to say all the free perks that you will receive, just being, Revolution Parts customer. So once you start selling with Revolution Parts, you will receive over $3,000 selling subscription fees for free. That is called the Anchor Store subscription. And once you sign in and subscribe to this great offer for free. Your eBay selling fee will reduce significantly, and also your listing insertion and subtitle fee, which could be up to $2 per listing, will be 100% free to you. And another best thing that I have to mention is that when you start selling on eBay as a regular seller, there is a selling limit. So eBay will give you a cap on the total amount of retail price that you can sell on eBay. And in order for you to increase the selling limits, it can take up to several years with your excellent selling performance. But just being, a Revolution Parts customer, you're going to get an instant boost on the limit increase up to $5 million. So I think that would be the best part that Revolution Part can offer just for being our customers. And lastly, you will also get a premium eBay support where you can literally speak to a live agent to discuss any problem that selling on eBay. So I mean, since when it became so hard to reach anybody online, right? But being a Revolution Park customer, you will be able to call in, email, chat with the live agent to resolve any issue you're experiencing selling on eBay.
There's no reason to even attempt to do it alone, Mike.
There's no reason, and you get to work with Robin. That's the biggest benefit of all. You get to tap into her wealth of experience and knowledge of working with eBay and marketplaces, which is far and above anything you would get trying to do it on your own or trying to search the internet for answers.
And Robin, that eBay platform. It seems that you're very, very in tune with that, where the average dealership and parts manager, is likely not.
Yes, I bring in a little over 15 years of overall e-commerce, specialized in marketplace, specialty on eBay experiences.
Wow. eBay is strong. All right. So again, here we are, beginning of a new year, looking out. What advice would both of you give to parts departments who want to get started on eBay? I understand the benefits now of why you wouldn't want to attempt to do that alone, but what are the things that you'd recommend to our viewers and the managers watching here today?
I think eBay's top priority is seller success. And that's why they offer every possible tool for you to be successful on eBay. And that is why seller performance is the main focus on eBay. Not only for the sellers to be successful, but also want the best experience for their eBay customer. For this reason, if you want to sell on eBay, you will get measured on your seller performance, and this will have a direct impact to your selling cost, which is directly related to your profit margin. So seller performance is rated based on your order fulfillment accuracy and whether you will be able to fulfill those orders on time. So obviously, if you keep canceling your orders being out of stock, it'll have a very high negative impact on your seller ratings. And also, you will also be rated for your customers' care efforts. So obviously, if you're a top performing seller, you will be rewarded with the fee discounts and many amazing perks that's offered by eBay. But in opposite, if you have a poor performance, you will be charged with the higher fees and restrictions, such as losing the marketing privileges. So I cannot emphasize more on how important it is to keep up with your seller rating and a great performance on eBay.
And Robin, I got to ask you, if I'm a dealer or a manager watching, and I want to get involved with Revolution Parts now on the eBay platform, how long does it take to get up and running? Typical in a situation like that.
I think we're a phone call away. It takes some time for the dealer to set up the eBay account, but integration, connection, everything will be done in a very succinct manner. So within like 2 to 3 weeks, okay, you will have an account created and start selling on eBay.
Right. Mike, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, Robin covered it all very well. I think it really just boils down to,
Very good.
being dedicated, to selling parts online, even whether through your own web store or through eBay. Just as in the dealership, you'd want to provide, tremendous customer service and be an excellent seller. You want to do the same thing on eBay. You want to provide tremendous customer service, be an excellent seller, communicate thoroughly, with the people buying parts. And as long as you're dedicated to being an amazing seller, then you're probably going to find success at the end of the day.
And Mike, thank you for introducing us to the latest Fixed Ops Roundtable superstar in Robin Byon. So I'm so impressed with your knowledge on this platform, Robin. So congratulations to you and to Revolution Parts. All right. So if I want to take the next step and get in touch, what's the best way to do that, both of you?
Yeah, Ted, I think the best way you could just go to revolutionparts.com, look at the website, complete a form. My email, I think, is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So if you want to just shoot me an email, I can connect you, with whoever needs to be connected to get you set up, or look me up on LinkedIn. It's probably the three ways to start the process.
All right. Everybody selling parts on eBay Motors, get in touch with Mike Rich and Robin Byon at Revolution Parts. Mike's email is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, also revolutionparts.com. Robin and Mike, on behalf of the Fixed Ops community, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
Revolution Parts, everybody, here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.